Hello people, and welcome to yet another installment of Conan Exiles. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a dungeon guide, our first dungeon guide. We're going to be doing the first dungeon of the game. We're going to be doing the Dregs. If you don't know where the Dregs is, it's located in D4 on the grid. If I zoom in just a bit so we can all see, we've got the unnamed city above our head. And there's the dungeon there. I'm sat on the top of it at the minute, which is where the obelisk is, so you can use the map room to teleport. You can pretty much do any dungeon at any level in Conan Exiles. The only difference being is that you got less mistakes to make because you won't have the same health pool as if you do at level 60. The things you will need for this dungeon, in my personal opinion, will probably be at least 10 aloe extract, a bit of food so you can have a double heal if you get hit, a couple of arrows, a sandstorm breathing mask because it is in the sand biome, so you may encounter a sandstorm on the way, a couple of water skins. There is however water in there. I always like to carry 3 just to be safe. 30 drinks is better than 10, so yeah. If you've got access to snake arrows, it does make the boss go down a fair whack quicker, so bear that in mind. You will be needing a bow. I'm using the Eye of Khan, the legendary, but it doesn't matter. It can be any bow you like. I'll be using the snake bite daggers from the set shrine just for the poison damage and the bleed, and I'll be using the great saber legendary for a torch while I'm fighting. Other than that, you won't need much. I have done this at level 25. This will be official server guides. It won't be solo, single player. It won't be admin commanded. It won't be god moded. It will be completely official, completely legit. No rushing, no editing, just straight through for the guide. So first thing we're going to want to do is kill the archers, because the archers tend to not follow you and they're just bloody useless. There's a fighter, so we'll aggro him, we'll let him hit us, or we'll just boot him in the face to get his attention. So we'll drag him back here. This is the Dregs. It'll tell you what you need to do. It looks like somebody's just been here actually. That's not a good sign. I have just checked that the boss is spawned in there, because I have already tried doing this video once today and it didn't work. So you want to drag somebody onto this platform. The ghosts will tell you that you need to kill somebody on there to gain entry. We do that and then we run down the stairs. We will hit a loading screen when it goes dark and we'll be in the dungeon. So again, as I say, you can do this at any level. I did it with iron gear. It was a lot more difficult obviously than me being level 60, but as I've said, it allows for less mistakes, but you can do it at any level. It's no issue. So here is the first thing you want to interact with. This is a stone to get the Dredger feat. There's also a book down here for a bit of lore, if you want to read that. The Dredger feat can be found in Survivalist rather. It will give you the new glowing stick, which is the advanced torch. It will give you the breathing potion, glowing essence, glowing standing torch, glowing wall torch, and the cooked abysmal meat recipes. Right, so first things first, we'll come down into the dungeon. You'll see a green flame, you'll see a ghost, you'll see a pit with some bubbles. Jump in there, jump down, triangle to swim down if you're on PS4. This blue stuff, if you don't know, is glowing goop. Hold square to harvest it. If you have a sickle or a scythe, whichever your preference, you can use those underwater to yield more goop. This is a tier 1 loot chest, so in there we'll have an exceptional iron mace, some purple dye, a bit of wood, a bit of plant fibre. Head back up. There's usually about 4, 5, maybe even 6 if we look around. Glowing pits that you can swim down, get some loot. We've got the kimonos as well, or komodos rather. I keep calling them kimonos, like a mug. Right, so we'll kill one of these. We'll show you what they give. We hit them once with a star metal pick. We get some ichor, we get some feral flesh. We hit them once with a hatchet. We get bone, fangs, feral flesh, and ichor. We hit them once with the pickaxe. And we will get an abundance of ichor and feral flesh. There's a fair few of these creatures in here, so if you are short, on Ichor, it is a great place to farm. You can run around here with a decent set of tools and pretty much walk out with about a 200 stack of Ichor. So that's always a bonus. We're going to kill this guy, get him out of the way, seeing he's standing right where we need to go. You'll come up here where the 3 arches are behind you. If you need a landmark, 3 arches down the middle. Right in front of that you'll see the wall torch, ghosts. They'll walk through the doorway to show you where to go. It doesn't give you any prompts, so you can't walk through the doorway, so bear in mind, walk up towards it, press the interaction button, whatever that may be for you. If you're on PC, I'm not sure. If you're on PS4, it would be square. Xbox would be X. It would be X. It's been years since I've used an Xbox controller, but yeah, that was just memory. Y at the top, B on the right, A at the bottom, and X on the left, as far as memory serves. So yeah, the square equivalent for Xbox would be X. So then you come down here. This has already been completed. This is the puzzle, the reason why we need the bow and arrow. I will show you currently why you need the bow and arrow. When you initially come in here, if the dungeon hasn't been completed, the water level will be like this. You can't climb in dungeons. It will tell you top right you can't climb. So you need to look for that disc on the wall at the top there. You will get your bow and arrow out when you can. We'll wait for the water to subside again. I think it resets on server reset, but I'm not entirely sure. All the things you need to create a glowing torch will be in this dungeon as well. So you haven't... I mean, you can bring some bone with you so you can do it, but yeah, just get that, shoot an arrow at it, and it will depress, which will cause the water to rise. That's the first puzzle room. Jump in the water, keeping your finger on the X button, Xbox A, and it will push you up. Easier to traverse the water levels. Square again, open another doorway. We're into the second room now. Water level's just going down. If you look left, you'll see some glowing goop down there that you can harvest as well. Some more just underneath us, some more on the right side. There is no need to go over there, there is nothing over there. So you run down here and you'll notice that there is another pressure plate there. We'll shoot that with an arrow, which will trigger this area to start the water to rise. That's it there. I'm not going to shoot it because it's already been shot. So we'll jump up here, another square button into the next room. Same again, first plate is right in front of you. Shoot that, which will trigger this first section to fill up. This is the only section that has 3 different filling zones. So that plate will fill this area. That plate there will fill the area over the wall. So I'll show you that in a second. Hold X, push forward if you're struggling to get out. So then we'll shoot this one. That will trigger this one to rise. You need to go there to continue the dungeon itself. So we'll jump in the water there. We'll jump up here. This shouldn't be full, but because the dungeon has already been completed, it will be full. So we can come over here if it's not, and the final pressure plate to do that side is there. I missed like a boosted moron. There we go. I've got no accuracy on this build whatsoever, so it can be done with no accuracy at all. So then come back down to here where it's glowing orange, wait for the water level to rise again. There will be a couple of normal NPCs to deal with. There'll be at least probably 5 skeletons in one room, 2 in the last boss room. I'll show you there in a second. We'll come down here, and you've got 2 torches in front of you telling you that's the way you need to go to complete the dungeon. This side, however, has a loot box and a death pool. Don't go into the death pool. I really advise not going into the death pool. Come to the left as you walk in, you got your T1 chest. There's usually nothing in it. There we go, nothing in it again. If there is anything in it, it will be tier 1 items, i.e. stone, plant fibres, maybe some iron head arrows if you're lucky, and that'll be about it. So we'll follow this round. You'll get to this room. Once you're in this room, you'll see a set of stairs on your right and left. At the top of each set of stairs there will be a skeleton guarding the path, so we'll go and kill those. They go down pretty easy with my gear and my loadout because I'm pretty high and I'm using legendary, so bear that in mind. Hitting them with a pick will yield you bone and it will yield you putrid flesh. Always handy to have some bone early on in the game, being as this is considered the first dungeon. There we go, we've got a bit of bone. There's another chest there as well, T1 again. Bit of stone, look, right, cool. So now what we're going to do, we've got a bit of bone, we've got a bit of goop. We're going to show you the glowing torch that we've just unlocked from the Dredger Feet, which is my favourite torch in the game to use because it's brilliant white as opposed to a yellow glow. I'll show you some stats on that real quick. Craft one of those up. Currently stock without any modifications on it at all. It expires in 20 minutes. It will look like this. First person view mode, it will look like this. Brilliant white, looks absolutely phenomenal. As you'll notice, this one stock gives us 20 minutes burn, we'll drop that. This one, however, if you put a durability kit on it, a level 3 durability kit, reinforcement kit, from your armory bench, it will up the time to 50 minutes burn time for a torch. Always good to know. That works on any torch in the game. Then we'll move on further down here. There's usually a skeleton here, but apparently his spawn is broken, so we'll just kill this one. There's usually 2 at this doorway. Harvest this guy, get a bit more bone, maybe a bit more flesh. Yeah, both. Come down into the final room. This should not be full, again, as we know, so we'll just apparently ignore the fact that there's water everywhere and run as if we're on the floor. Another new glorious bug, courtesy of whoever did the bug. Not going to be naming any names. There is some glowing goop to your right side, glowing goop to your left. Head back up here. If the water level is low, you can get out by running up this. You want to be going left to progress. You'll come down here, hit some goop there. Straight down this side as well. You want to be heading down here. You want to get that goop there. Get the goop behind there. Head up to this side here. You'll have to run up this if the water level is low. We're looking for one more plate. We need to get up to that zone there, that little tunnel. So we'll wait for the water level to go down and we'll show you what to do. This is the last puzzle room. I say puzzle room, it's just one pressure plate. But come to the edge, put your bow and arrow on, hold R2 or right trigger, aim about 3/4 up and fire. Give you a charge shot, you'll hit the plate. Swim diagonal. I don't know why my character's pinging everywhere. Apparently the water's broke in the latest update, so good to know. Once you're up here, you are home free. This is the boss room. In here we're going to have a T2 loot chest. We're going to have the boss in the middle of this arena. We're going to have 2 skeletons at the top of the stairs, so bear that in mind. So we'll come up here, we'll loot the chest. There's nothing there. Kill the skeletons first. Hug in the right side wall so we don't get hit by the boss. That's also the exit to the dungeon. There we go, one hit too many. And there's the boss. Right, so now, if you're solo, there is a way to cheese this if you can't kill it. And that's basically a way my partner found, and that was standing about here, running forward, triggering the boss. Triggering the boss. Hello. Apparently we are invisible. Right, okay, let's just run in front of her face. I'm assuming it's a she, I don't know why. Hello. Well, this is awkward. Excuse me. Do you not want to fight? Hello. Do you know what we should do? I think we should call it a chicken. I think we should call it a chicken. Right, well, that doesn't want to play. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and kill it regardless. Stack some poison. Apparently we're invisible to it for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. There we go. Right, now we're on. Right, so if it doesn't work, get really bloody close. This mechanic is where you're going to be landing your damage. So when she does that, or he does that, you go in and you smack the hell out of it before it goes back into the pool. Like so. So, the cheese is basically stand here and she can't hit you. And then intermittently, you want to run up, you want to avoid an attack, and you want to wait for her to jump out. And you want to run in, you want to run back, and soon she may jump out. If that doesn't work, however, just beat it the correct way, because who likes to cheese, really? You want to be dodging those with circle. Sprinting also works when she ducks under. Sprint, 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 sprint. Wait, and then when she gets out, give her some bleed damage. I don't want to kill her too quick, so heavy, 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 heavy. That's a couple of bits of bleed on her. Run. Don't get hit by any of this if you can help it. I am absolutely useless today apparently for some reason, I don't know why. She's gonna spit. I'm actually gonna die, man, what the hell? This is not good. Right, if you get to that point where you're gonna die, retreat down to the stairs, double heal, wait for about 7 seconds, drink an aloe potion, eat some of your food, and then run back in. You're supposed to be dodging, so ideally light armour is the way to go, because I can't really dodge in heavy. Alright, she's going back under, then we sprint, always stick to the outside circle, and this lock-on button, don't use it, because if you use the lock-on button and you're doing an attack, oh shit, that happens, and it pulls you into the water, so don't do that. I learnt that the hard way and died. She's gonna spit. Right, she spit. Dodge. Dodge. Missed. What are you doing? There we go. There we go. She's gonna go under again. Wait for it, then run. Then run back. Open up with a heavy. Trigger some sunder, maybe get another combo in if you're lucky. Just about. Run again. Keep dodging. You can hear her start to do that spit, and you can usually dodge through it. Like so. See? Even in heavy. Ooh, almost. It's all based on latency, sadly. Right, she's gone again. Switch direction, wait, run. She's out. Switch back to my daggers, get a bit more bleed. And finish her off. Ideally, you want to kill her with her out. So then as soon as the water goes away, the acid pool, do not run in that, you will die. Come down into this, it is timed, grab the book, you will get all of the feats that you do for killing this boss. But if you don't go in there and you stay in there too long, it will refill and it will kill you while you're looking at your feats. So grab the book, get back out. She can also die within that pool, so don't kill her in there. Hit her with a pickaxe, you'll get abysmal meat, fangs, the story item, and abysmal eyes. That is for the armor set and for the weapon. If you continue to hit, you will get abysmal flesh and abysmal fangs if you're very lucky. And then we'll show you what the feats are that we just unlocked for that. We should have had the reptilian armor set, which should be located in the armor section, which I will find for you now. Right, we'll unlock that. That's the reptilian chest piece, gauntlets, legs, head and boots. That's protection from cold weather, and it looks pretty cool actually for early game gear. It looks really cool. We have also got access to the epic variant when we hit level 60. There's the epic variant. You can also view all of the stats on that gear set there. We also have the weapons for that dungeon as well. Where is it? I just need to find it now. It's not any of that. There is weapons. I think is there 2 weapons for that? I'm not sure. Ancient two-handed sword. No, it's abysmal, isn't it? It's abysmal. Right, you get the abysmal sword, I believe it is. And I think it was the abysmal daggers. Abysmal daggers, there we go, you get those. And I think we get the abysmal sword as well. No, it's not that. Where's the sword? I think it's at the top, isn't it? Abysmal sword, there we go. You get that as well. So that is the first dungeon. It is pretty simple. It's easy enough to complete solo. It's even easier if you have a team. Just a couple of things to bear in mind. Latency of the server. If it is a bit laggy, then you may want to bring a team of 2 at least. Send the first guy in, drag the aggro. Another guy can be stood here with set arrows, shooting for the poison stacks. Just bear in mind, if you do kill her and she is in the pool, then when the pool retracts and goes down, you've only got a couple of seconds to get both the book and to harvest her before the pool will come back up. Yeah, just bear that in mind. The set arrows, the snake arrows, will keep the damage down. The daggers will cause bleed. If you happen to have poison daggers as well, that will cause bleed and stack poison along with your set arrows. When one of your teammates is doing the damage, you come down here, hide behind the staircase, refill your health with a double heal, like so, and then you'll get 2 stacks of heal. If you've got bandages, you can get 3, so it'll go up even quicker. The abysmal meat is really quite a decent source of food early game, so yeah, always good to bear in mind. Once you've done that, this is the entrance to where we go, this is the exit to where we go. So we'll click square here, we'll wait for the load screen to boot us out the dungeon, and I'll show you where we end up. Right, we're out, we did it, the end of the dungeon, and we end up getting booted out to just above where the Dregs is, which is just below the unnamed city there, just there. And we're like to be doing these dungeon guides how we did them, which is on official servers. There's no admin commands, there's no god mode, everything was gotten legit. So yeah, that was pretty much the first dungeon guide for Conan Exiles, and that was the Dregs, what I consider to be the easiest and the first dungeon of the game. I did want to do a completely unabridged, unedited video. That's why we have gone straight through pretty quick. We've gone through this dungeon twice today, but the boss wasn't there, so bear that in mind. If somebody has recently cleared the dungeon, the boss won't be there. She will, however, continue to talk to you while you're running through. You'll get to the boss room and she won't be there, so don't think because she's talking to you that she's actually going to be at the end of the dungeon. The respawn timer, I believe, is somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half after it has been killed, so if you wish to farm the dungeon repeatedly for the abysmal fangs and the abysmal eyes for the weapons and the armour, you need both. You also need reptilian hide for the reptilian gear, the armour that we just got from there. You can easily farm that from crocodiles, alligators, the elites. You can also strip that down in the armourer's bench, as we all know. So again, that was a quick short guide for the first dungeon on Conan Exiles. I do hope you all found that useful, and that will be it for today's video. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get this video out, but yeah, at least it's out. This is on our PvE server because we have everything already unlocked. Just to let you know why I'm not doing the PvP one. We've got all the obelisks unlocked, we're level 60, we can do guides a lot easier on this server, being as everything is pretty much cleared. So yeah, this is our first one. We will be doing the rest of the dungeons. They may be solo guides, they may not be solo guides, it depends. The Black Keep especially is pretty much a diabolical maze, so I will try and figure out an actual route through that I can remember as a guide. Usually I'll just run through until I find the damn thing, but yeah, we'll see if we can find an actual guide. So I appreciate you all tuning in, people. I thank you again, and hopefully I will see you all soon. Yeah, I appreciate the continued support and hope you find the video helpful. Cheers. I'll catch you all soon. Ta-da!